Hello YouTube, Region Rat Rider here. Welcome to another great motorcycle season. It's early spring. I'm going to take a quick ride. Enjoy this near 70-degree weather here in Chicagoland area. And we're going to talk about what happened in the off-season in motorcycles. This video, I think I'm going to talk about what happened with Harley Davidson. A lot of good news. I haven't been this excited about Harley products in a long time, so let's get to it. Man, it's been a long winter. Feels so good to get back on the bike again. Anyway, let's jump right into the first topic of the 2021 riding season, and that is what Harley did in the off-season. Like I said, I haven't been this excited about the new Harley Davidsons maybe since Project Rushmore. The first thing that was really cool that they did was the 114 engine in the Street Bob. I think that bike's going to sell really well. It's a hell of a lot of power in a pretty light frame. The price point, which is something that I never thought I'd say about Harley Davidsons, the price point is spectacular. So basically you can get into a 114 motorcycle for around $15,000–$16,000. I never thought that day would ever happen, not unless there was a huge increase in the value of the dollar. So, you know, kudos to Harley. I think they're going to sell a lot of those. I haven't test rode a Fat Bob yet, but I did test ride several Softails, and I'm pretty impressed with that frame overall. So I think that's going to be a huge thing. The second thing Harley did was the cable clutch. Now, I know there are probably haters out there who are going to be like, should have had hydraulic clutch and step backwards, blah, blah, blah. And ordinarily, you may have a valid point, but let's be honest, the hydraulic clutch on Harleys was a freaking disaster. It had such a hard pull, such a limited and odd placement of the friction zone. It was just a mess. It was not a very good hydraulic clutch. I think it was recalled twice, at least once. I know at least once. It was never a very good piece of engineering. So yeah, the cable clutch is a little more manual. It's a little more old school, but I remember the cable clutch on my Super Glide, and I liked it. This bike has a cable clutch, and I like it, and I did not like the hydraulic clutch on any of my Harleys, especially, you know, living around here where you get stuck in traffic. You know, you're driving 5 or 10 miles an hour for 40 minutes while you're stuck in rush hour traffic. Try doing that with pulling in that hydraulic clutch. It was a freaking mess. So kudos to Harley for going back to the cable clutch, at least for a little while. I think once the naysayers get experience using the cable clutch, they'll be like, you know what, I like it better, because you probably will. I'm not saying all cable clutches are better than hydraulic, but Harley's in particular, the cable clutch was a lot better. Number 3 that Harley did, and I can't understate this enough, it was a huge move on their part to make the specials in chrome. For all the hubbub that journalists and pundits say about Harley Davidson not listening to their consumers, they really listen to their consumers on that one. I don't know very many die-hard, long-term Harley riders, especially people who can afford a $30 or $25, $30, $40,000 motorcycle, who are really down with the blacked out look. I'm sure there are some, but if you said a majority liked the blacked out look over the chrome, I would say you're a damn liar. I would say maybe 2 out of 10 like the blacked out look better. So for them not to offer chromed out specials was just a huge misstep on their part, in my opinion. I'm not saying that they should get rid of the blacked out ones. Clearly there's a market for them, but I think they're going to have a big increase in Street Glide, Road Glide, and ultra limited bikes, specials anyway, by having them in chrome. I think that was a huge move, huge positive move on their part. Kudos to Harley for that. The last thing, which I am most excited about, and it's not even because of what's going on now, but the future, is the Harley Pan America. I know that there are people out there who are going to say that, oh, the Pan America, it's not any better than the current Adventure Tours. This bike has more horsepower and that bike has more torque. That doesn't matter. Okay, what matters is that Harley came out with an adventure touring bike that is very competitive and looks really good stacked up against the competition. And for a company that has made their bread and butter over the years off air-cooled V-twins, to make a liquid-cooled engine that has that much power at that high RPM and has all that technology that goes into that Pan America, that was a monumental achievement for Harley Davidson. I don't know if that bike's going to sell, only because I don't know if people who are shopping adventure touring bikes will be put off by going to a Harley dealership and buying an adventure tourer. I don't know if that's going to play a part in anything, but that bike is super impressive. And what's even more impressive or more exciting for me is where that platform's going to go. For them to come out, Harley loves to they do not put technology into one specific platform. They spread the love. And when that Pan America engine goes into something like a replacement to the Sportster, which is going to happen, I don't know if it'll be the Pan America engine, but they're going to replace the Sportster. If they put that engine in a replacement to the Sportster, or they put that into a naked bike and tune it for naked bike performance or Street Fighter or something, it's going to be a super competitive product. And I would I'm a big fatty. I don't think I could get myself on an adventure bike, but I sure would like in a performance bagger or a performance cruiser to be able to take that engine out for a spin and see what it can do. Because I remember test riding the Power Plus 8 and just loving the liquid cooled engine and how much power that put out. And while the Power Plus certainly, it'd be an interesting race because the Power Plus has so much power at low end, and this new engine, I don't remember what they're actually calling it, Revolution Max or something, or Next or something like that. It's more of a high-end power engine, so a race would be interesting, but definitely from 60 to 80 and beyond, that bike has to be so fast. So I'm super excited about what Harley's done, and I'm super excited about the future of Harley Davidson. I know there's a lot of people who are down on Harley because their sales haven't rebounded back. They keep losing sales year over year, but I gotta be honest, from my point of view, as far as product goes and what they have released this year and the notion of what is coming down the pipe, I'm super stoked for the future of Harley. I was a little nervous there for a while, I'm not gonna lie, wondering if they were going to have to file bankruptcy or something, but if their products take off like they should based on the quality of them, I'm super excited for the future of Harley Davidson. I think that they have positioned themselves to make a huge comeback and be just a monster in the motorcycle market, both here and internationally. I cannot say enough how impressed I was with what they did in the off season. And my next video, I'm mainly going to be focusing on what Indian did in the off season, because they did a lot of, oh wow, I totally went over the line there. They did a lot of awesome stuff too. And one thing I will say right now about Indian is that I don't think Harley would have taken the huge number of steps they did in the winter had it not been from diminishing sales to Indian. You know, as I've always said, competition breeds innovation, and I think that the motorcycle community is actually starting to reap the benefits of the Indian Harley rifle. Anyway, I think that I have not seen Harley release so many new things in a very long time. You know, typically in the off season, it's a new year for Harley Davidson. Well, what colors are they going to have on the Street Glide? And that's all you get. You know, new colors. You know, oh, maybe they added one other thing. You know, one little thing, or they put together another bin bike. Now, granted, yes, the Street Bob is a little bit of a bin bike but it's on a new, you know, the new frame, so I wouldn't say it's a total bin bike. But in regards to that, the fact that they put a 114 engine in a, you know, one of the lower end Softails, that's just huge. I've really debated whether or not I'm going to go get one. My wife actually gave me the green light to buy a second motorcycle if I wanted to. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if I live in an area that warrants me having two motorcycles, especially since I work from home now, but they just did a ton, and I think Indian had something to do with it in the sense that they woke Harley Davidson up, and, you know, you got to innovate if you want to stay where you are and move the company forward. And I think part of the reason that they were in decline for so long was because they weren't innovating. You know, I know Harley fans will be like, well, you know, they came out with the Milwaukee 8, blah, blah, blah. They came out with the Milwaukee 8 because they had to, because the twin cam was not going to get past EU emissions. They had to innovate. And really, they didn't take that engine or the engine design of an air-cooled engine that far. I like the Milwaukee 8. I know some people have a lot of, you know, quirky problems with them. I never had any problems with mine. I think Harley makes, you know, relatively reliable products. But, I mean, I don't think that the Milwaukee 8 is a revolutionary engine. I think it's an engine that was as close to being in twin cam with also being compliant with the emissions. I think that's what that bike was. They did do some, you know, innovation with Project Rushmore, but what have they really done since that? They came out with the Boom GTS, but I think they did that in response to the Ride Command more than anything else. So to me, competition breeds innovation. I think Harley really came out swinging for 2021, and I really, really, really hope that they can, you know, reap the benefits of all the things that they did, because they deserve it. I think they deserve to have a very successful year. So that, I think, will be the end of my first video of 2021. Hope everyone has a great week. Oh, and I'm going to be two things. One, I'm going to be editing this in new editing software, so I hope it doesn't turn out crappy. Two, I'm shooting a new camera position, so I hope this doesn't come out crap. I'm going to put it online anyway, but hopefully this new camera angle's cool. And three, I would like to apologize for not posting any videos of riding Skyline Drive at the end of the year. We essentially just got rained out. It started raining the second day of our Blue Ridge Parkway trip, and when we checked the weather that night, it was supposed to rain pretty much all through the area of the Skyline Drive. And my wife isn't a huge, as it turns out, you know, she gave it a shot, but she's really not I don't think she's really a good motorcycle passenger person. So she was like, I really don't want to ride through the rain. And I agreed with her, so we cut the trip a day short and just relaxed that last day, getting home a day early because we just bypassed the Skyline Drive and headed home after that. So once again, the Skyline Drive eludes me. But I do have some motorcycle trips planned and booked this year. I'll talk about those more later on in some other episodes. So anyway, this is Region Rat Rider signing out. I hope everyone has a great work week. I should be posting this, maybe this on a Saturday. So if I do, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. If it's Sunday night, then I hope you have a great work week. And I will talk at you all later. Bye.